What is going on, everybody? Mario here. Okay, love you. Okay. We are live for Monday Night Raw Watch Along. We also got a bunch of topics to go through. We're going to talk about UFC 327 and the fallout of that card. It was a really good main card. I still haven't seen the rest of the prelims yet. I need to go back and watch them. I was actually thinking about watching them on live today, but gear up, guys. We are on the road to WrestleMania. It is officially WrestleMania fight week. So, yeah, we're going to be live all week. We're going to be live on Saturday and Sunday. Shout out to Machine Gun Matt. Just did his show. Go to Talking Sports with Matt on YouTube. Matt Grosses. And, yeah, make sure you sub to him. Let me see. Check. Okay, I'm good. Yo, I still cannot believe they're doing the ESPN coverage, or they're doing the Obafemi Brock Lesnar on ESPN, dude. Oh shit, Triple H in the building, bro. Hold on, let me fix my camera right quick. And Brock Lesnar. Ladies and gentlemen. We're starting off with Brock Lesnar. Yo, I'm telling y'all, when I was a kid, I do not remember this many video packages. This is crazy already, guys. Let's do it like that. All right. All right, we got Brock Lesnar in the ring. Obafemi and Brock are scheduled to sign separately, whatever the fuck that means. Well, let me mute first. Dude, that was like the biggest nothing segment ever. I thought Triple H was gonna ref. The computer thing. He said when LA Knight beat up I Show Speed on stream, he called it the computer thing. Bro, why are they slow playing him putting on volleyball knee pads? So this is a video vignette of I Show Speed training at what looks to be the Performance Center. Oh yeah, you know I Show Speed is hitting the moonsault, right? Y'all know I Show Speed is hitting the moonsault, right? That's happening for real, for real. Wait, was he doing the Texas Cloverleaf? No. Bro, this whole show is gonna be like 80% video packages. How much y'all want to bet? Bro, this is not a WrestleMania go home Raw opening hour. Yo, what's going on, Trey? What's going on, Jay? Uh, Matt, what's going on, champ? Appreciate you tapped. Oh, thank you so much. I've been forgetting lately, so that's a big help right there. W to you, Reggie. All right, we are now live on Instagram. So, oh man, all right, let's see what we got cooking. I'm gonna open the chat, or I'm gonna open the link if anybody wants to jump on. I ain't tripping tonight. Just give me a chance to see you there, but I'll put the stream link in the YouTube and in the Twitch. You got to go to @InfightingFX, go to my channel, and then hit live or hit the live tab, and it should be the first one there. Or you can go to Twitch and sub and kick it with us while we play video games and work out on stream and do a bunch of fun stuff. So remember, we'll be live for WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to go turn the AC down. Hold up. What you talking about? Bro, that Stephanie McMahon led Hall of Fame, man, I would not pay money to go to that at all. I mean, the demolition is great. That's awesome that they're finally getting in. And AJ Styles is probably worth the price. But see, this is like the thing, like when like The Rock or like Stone Cold or like somebody gets inducted, it's been after like a while and we haven't seen them, right? Like this is how little they give a shit about AJ Styles. They were like, oh, we just don't want you to go to the competition. Hey, we'll give you this cushy ass contract, this Hall of Fame contract. We're going to put you in the Hall of Fame. At the end of the day, it's like it only serves to help WWE, really. I mean, of course, you know, AJ's not going to turn down the money and the fucking, you know, the Hall of Fame placement, obviously, but dude, she's been in the ring the whole time while they were at commercial break with Lyra. I'm not saying that I know anything about fashion, specifically women's fashion. I will say this though. I think Charlotte dresses better than Becky. Like like I'm not like a fashionista, so maybe Becky wears like crazy fashionable stuff, but I don't know. A lot of her stuff is like that French like walk the stage but never wear it in real life type stuff. You know what I mean? Like and like Charlotte wears stuff where it's like it looks glamorous, but you could also like go to HEB and just like look like a normal human being. Like you could just go to Target and not stand out other than the fact that she's a giant and super strong and in great shape. Speaking of great shape, Lyra's pound for pound easily the most in shape. Hold up. I gotta mute out for Yo, I just missed everything. Bro, I heard a knock at the door and it was Amazon guy and he was delivering a package, but he had gotten the wrong address. It was our neighbors across. So I open it, I see him, and he's like, "Your dog's outside." And I'm like, "What the fuck? No, it's not. My dog's right here." It was a Jack Russell, just like Canella, a boy. Um, I'm telling y'all, the universe is like trying so hard to make us get a dog. But now I'm like 20 minutes behind. And I can't do anything because I can't rewind. Wow. Check, 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 check. What the hell? I thought it was premiering Monday after WrestleMania and after Raw. Oh, Cody's talking about the heel turn. Eric Bischoff said this was the best high I've ever been on, and I've done my fair share. Oh God. All right, we caught up. Bow, 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 bow. Yo, this Stephanie Vacour and Liv Morgan program is like so overcooked. It's like cold and crisp and hard and just like unedible. And I'm not even saying it's like the worst either. With Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Dude, this is the go home. Oh, look, she's going to call her up in there, huh? The fuck? This doesn't make any sense at all, bro. Why is Liv out here without makeup like she ain't been sleeping, bro? I don't understand this at all. Why? This is whack. This is so whack, bro. This, first of all, they've done this like 5 times. Second of all, why is Liv mad again? Because as far as I remember, she told her a bunch of shit in Spanish that she didn't understand, left crying, which I'll never forget, and then was trolling and saying, ha ha, I just pretended to cry, and really your mom's a bitch in Spanish. I think that's what she said. This is so, oh my god, dude. Who had this idea? I feel like, oh my god, I feel like Triple H or like creative. This is gonna be really messed up. All right. If there's any kids watching, or if your kids are there, just turn me down for a second, or like make them leave the room. And if there's any women watching, please turn me off for like a second, because I'm gonna say something no one's gonna like. Honestly, I feel like Triple H and a lot of the men, specifically in creative, beat off to emo girls on social media. Now, listen, I'm not saying that I have hardcore proof. I'm not saying these aren't allegations from me. And this isn't even allegedly. My assumption based on booking is someone gets horned up for spooky female characters. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's not Triple H. But all I know is that was whack. Like, Liv Morgan has no reason to be like, if you want the title, fine. That doesn't make you a psycho. And also, neither does saying like she never said anything mean either. That was the other part. Stephanie McCurry like cut the most basic promo on her, and then she fucking cried about it. What do y'all think? EO turning or something? They got to do something with her, dude. The hell, she lost. I said that. She said that. Hilarious. Hey guys, appreciate everybody on IG, Twitch, and YouTube and X. If you could hit that like or that follow or that sub, I'd very much appreciate it. Remember, we're going to be live every day this week, Monday through Friday, as well as Saturday and Sunday, both nights of WrestleMania. I'll be covering them for FightsATW.com. You can also check out my recap on FightsATW.com every Monday, every Friday, Raw, SmackDown. Yeah, boys got you covered. FightsATW.com. Shout out Abe. Hey, what's going on? Bruce in the chat. Bruce, you ready for Mania? You ready for that Slim Jim table? And I think the ladder brought to you by AutoZone, probably. I think the chairs are Coca-Cola. They said Finn Balor was going to come out as the demon, but he was going to have Mattel tattooed on his ass. Bro, what is this with Asuka? They have a relationship that I feel is like not appropriate anymore. Watching Raw? Hell yeah, champ. Me too. Hey, who do you think gets over, Brock Lesnar or Oba Femi? I am starting to lean Oba Femi, believe it or not. I'm not yet ready to make my pick. I'm not making my pick yet. That's what Wednesday and Thursday show is for. By the way, I'll be having a preview of both WrestleMania nights, 1 and 2 separate articles coming out this week on Fights ATW. I'm also putting out, I don't know the title of it yet. I actually was probably going to let Abe take a crack at it because, I mean, he's the one who does the titles. Mine are terrible. But I don't know what to name it. But I did an article on the top multi-generational matchups at WrestleMania. So, like, for example, I put like Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, right? Because Bret Hart obviously is one of the most famous wrestling families ever. At one point, you could say they were the McMahons before McMahons. It was a family-owned thing. They all kept it in-house. And by the way, they were like one of the biggest promoters in the world. Canada, they basically ran the whole fucking territory. And so Mr. Perfect, obviously, his dad is and grandfather were both wrestlers. And so, yeah, I was gonna run that one. I was gonna run a couple other ones too. Hey Bruce, do you watch AEW or no? Did you happen to catch that any of that last night, or do you watch it? It was a really good show. I will say, for anybody that has never watched AEW and would like to give it a chance, that main event last night is about as perfect as wrestling storytelling gets. It was the wrestling god, Kenny Omega, versus the wrestling devil in MJF. And the entrances were fire. Fire. Hell yeah, as a casual dude, I respect that, bro. I respect that. I really do, because there's not a lot of us out there that can just watch and not become like part of a cult where it's like, no, I want WWE to do better. I want AEW to do better. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, dude. That Moxley Will Ospreay match, Bruce, was just a thing of beauty. I mean, you had Ospreay come out, right? Land his finisher, basically, right? Lands the elbow. He doesn't go for the pin right away. He doesn't go for the pin. Instead, he wants to make him wait it, or he wants to punish him. Moxley said it on TV this past week. He said, Will, if you let this get personal, you will lose. He said that to him. And guess what happened? Will let it get personal. And guess what happened? He lost. But man, what a match. I didn't think it made sense for him to be going after Will, or for Will to be going after Mox in his return match. But they made it all work. I will say that. They made it all work. Bruce, what strain you on right now? I got me some blue sherbet. No, wait. Yeah, blue sherbet. No, wait. Is it Gary Payton? It's either Gary Payton or blue sherbet. I forgot. No, it's blue sherbet. It is. Because the Gary Payton's like way lighter. Oh, you know, Bruce, if you're still... Ooh, Gelato 45. That is a good one, Bruce. That is a very good one. Before the night's over, Bruce, I'll show you my Zenko. It takes the what's it called? The concentrate. But we have the one that does flour and concentrate. Oh my god, it's crazy, Bruce. You put in like a nug, and literally you push a button, within 5 seconds the thing has been vaporized, and it is probably the cleanest version of the hit, I think. I can tell you it's very potent for me. What the hell, Michael Cole's wanting to dance with LA Knight on TikTok? LA Knight. Yeah, dude, I'll show it to you. All right, guys. We have LA Knight and the Usos taking on the MFTs with Solo Sikoa. Honestly, I don't even know why they still have the bloodline shit together at all. I mean, Tama's already basically broken up with them anyway, so. Yeah, they have Cody Rhodes and no, I'm sorry, CM Punk and Roman Reigns scheduled for later, and then they have Obafemi supposed to also. Wait, so the main event, Eric Rowan's back? What? Wait, am I behind still? Oh, they're doing the 8-man at WrestleMania SmackDown Vegas. Bro, this is like the second time. Bro, this is the second time that Solo and the Wyatt Six are running the Friday Night SmackDown before. If you remember, they did it at Survivor Series. They did it with the Survivor Series, even though that was like the only actual traditional Survivor Series match that they had even booked. And I know that it's become a War Games gimmick now, but still, it was crazy. Like, why is this still a feud? It's like Triple H forgets what he's doing. And then he's like, oh, we were doing that. Oh, let's go back to that. It's like, the hell? You've done like 9 different things since then. You can't just fucking go back and forth. Was or you meant was MJF and Osprey better? I mean, MJF and Omega better than the weekend's main events. Well, obviously we can't know that because the weekend's main events haven't happened. But I mean, let's be honest. Like, Roman Reigns and CM Punk aren't likely to go out there and put out a, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, WrestleMania 12 Iron Man match. Um, and I love Cody Rhodes, and I think he's a way better wrestler than a lot of people give him credit for. Randy Orton obviously is one of the GOATs. But Randy never had like a super fun style, right? And also Cody Rhodes kind of in like a Groundhog's Day situation as far as promotion goes. He said Roman Reigns is coming back for a important message. That's what that was the quote. Important message. But everybody was talking about what Pierce said though. Pierce said that there was going to be, or what he said was like, I'm holding my cards very close to my chest, and then he said, I think somebody asked a question about there being no matches booked for Raw, and he was like, he said something cheeky like, oh, like you're gonna have to wait and see or something like that. Like basically like saying like there's gonna be like things that he's got planned that he's doing tonight. And it's like, okay, well, you haven't even set it up. So like, oh no. The other one was Seth Rollins and Gunther. They were gonna be in. It's just to me, it's like embarrassing for these guys to even be baiting their faces. Like, if I'm gonna paint my face, it's got to be for a cause. You remember when Sting got everybody to paint their faces in camo colors in WCW? That was a vibe. That I would fucking go all in with. But it's like, hey, you want to paint your face black and white so that nobody recognizes you and never buys any of your merch or action figures? And also, your faction leader is Solo Sikoa. The guy that they desperately tried to make a top heel, but literally made everybody a mid-carder together. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, the Andre the Giant Battle Royals on Friday. I wrote an article on fightsatw.com for WrestleMania week, and I had said like what fights they should add to the card. First of all, the El Grande versus El Grande match has been booked, or at least they challenged for it. They never said it was going to be, but that was one of the matches. I said mask versus mask, obviously. And they booked it, but I don't know. I don't think it's for Mania. Probably it's going to be in AAA. The other match I thought would work is give TNA a shot. Give TNA a spot at Mania. So far, you could argue that the TNA WWE partnership, while it has been beneficial in a lot of ways for TNA, they have been outmaneuvered as far as booking goes, right? So they've been outbooked by WWE, and now they're like basically telling them who they can and can't work with, their staff, their wrestlers, right? They had a fucking Dolph Ziggler, who goes by Nick Namath in TNA now. He was going to wrestle MJF at an indie show, and WWE reportedly made TNA cancel. So it's like if you're going to put TNA in a situation where they have all of the responsibility of a WWE owned franchise / promotion, but none of the perks, and you still have to make your own money. First of all, I'd tell them to all go to hell. But second of all, I'd say, dude, can you at least give us a match on fucking Mania? And that match should have been the TNA X division, right? You have a ladder match for the IC title. First of all, that's going to be on ESPN. Hey, baby, how was it? You want to hit this? Uh-oh. So this is so stupid. He showed up. Tamatonga showed up. This is like the slowest breakup. Like, I don't understand. What are we doing for this? Like, what is this supposed to accomplish? Because Tamatonga is like not getting over. Solo is a vacuum of interest, right? Like, you put Solo on screen with anyone, that person gets less interesting. I mean, he ruined the fucking Wyatt Six. I mean, they didn't ruin him, but oh god, the guy with the Penta mask went way too far. He did the makeup. It actually looks really good. Wait, what? Who was he talking about? So, Liv and Stephanie, was that supposed? Is that kayfabe? Was that a shoot? And she said that they were hurt. Dude, imagine a nothing brawl that literally had nonsensical story angles. Hold on, real quick. And another video package. What did we say? Dude, you know what sucks about living in Texas? I mean, there's a lot of things, but so the hemp law, the CBD, like you can't sell any of that shit starting I forgot when. But because only the stupidest fucking people in the world have a problem with those products. These are like psychotically incorrect people who interpret their religion somehow to discount cannabis but make alcohol okay. Whatever, I don't care. But either way, so now we're in a situation where it's illegal for head shops to sell CBD, hemp related products, which, if you're not aware, there are flowers out there that are free of THC and have been legal to smoke and consume and sell in Texas, really everywhere. There was no ban prohibiting them because they are, cannabis extracted products, right? So there's no THC in them, whatever. So now the black market has been created for another product, right? Cannabis was already part of the black market, obviously, and cannabis related products like vapes and pins and other paraphernalia. But now those other products are on the black market list. And now there's a huge gap for people who have been using that stuff in the wake of opioids and the opioid crisis, because so many older people and older, like middle-aged men and women who got super hooked on fucking opioids because of their fucking doctor now don't have a safer, much safer alternative. And it's so fucking fucked up because there is no real reason other than Ken Paxton and all the really terrible politicians in Texas that are like 95% Republican. The Republican Party has just turned to shit here. But the point I'm making is that now the black market exists for a product that was doing nothing before. And now you're adding that to the cartel's list of $1 million wages every year. So on top of that, those of us who consume safely and responsibly have to fucking at times buy from fucking kids, fucking 23 and 24-year-olds. It's just like embarrassing. I'm a grown ass man. Like, what the fuck, bro? You know what I mean? Like, and here's the other part. Like, what are you saying is not safe, right? So like Ken Paxton, like you bring him up and he'll be like, oh, well, like your mental fortitude, like it's gonna okay, well then let's do that. Let's have a I don't know, equivalency to a track marathon and in an intellectual debate. And I'll pick 5 stoners and you pick your fucking butt buddies in the Texas house. And then y'all come over and watch them fucking smoke y'all. And then it's like, oh, you want to talk about physical? Like you're all fat. You're all fat and you're all fucking gross. And your fucking livers and lungs are like corroded by cigar and alcohol and tobacco. And it's like you're judging other people for using CBD. Like, God, what pieces of shit, bro? What pieces? I can't imagine a bigger piece of shit than somebody who takes money from the alcohol lobby simply to put other people out of business because your product is inferior in reality and kills so many people versus the product that you're trying to, you know, get grandpa's knee to stop hurting or uncle's bad back to just chill out and let him have a night's sleep. Nope, that's too much. My bad. Didn't mean to go out there with that, but when you fucking buy from a child, it makes you think about things like this. Why, why am I buying from a fucking 23-year-old in college? Why is that happening? Why is this kid who's got probably a, I'm not gonna say it. Why? Why? When the fucking dude down the street who owns a little mom and pop grocery store or a like convenience store, right? Like this, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, dude. It's crazy. Also, these are the conversations you have when the go home episode of Raw fucking sucks. Oh shit. Yo, they went with the old pictures of Steph. They went back to the era of Steph that we can't even talk about no more. I was thinking of that too. Man, you know how hard it would have hit if when Stephanie came back and she said, no, Cody, I'm trying to warn you to protect your family the way my husband couldn't. And then she points to the screen and it's fucking Randy just boom, stomping her, dude. Oh, man. But they can't show that anymore, right? What music was that? Can y'all stop telling us when they're doing the receipts? So, in other words, you had a really stupid reason. Yeah, because honestly, it was stupid from the beginning. Like, it should have been Paul Heyman wanted a favor from Gunther and then promised him another favor, right? Or paid him. Who gives a fuck? Because think about this for a second. The week that we got this program launched, the setup was Paul Heyman calling out Seth Rollins. He was like, there's no more Brock. There's no more Vision. I'm all alone. And he called Seth down. If he didn't know Gunther was going to be there and do what he was going to do, then why the fuck was Paul Heyman calling him out in the first place? Wait, what did he say? Acting like you're the best in the ring? God, Jesus. So your problem is that when you were champion, Seth didn't want a title match? And it's very personal for you to make sure everybody knows that Seth isn't that good of a wrestler? Like, what are we talking about? This feels so stupid. Man, this honestly feels like they showed up to fucking Sacramento and were like, hey, where's the script? And they were like, what script? You didn't write the script? No, I didn't write. You didn't write the script? No, I didn't write the script. Oh my God, we're going to have to fucking do everything on the fly. Dude, this is the limpest dick go home episode of Raw in WrestleMania history. This is the same thing Liv Morgan just did. This is the same thing Liv Morgan just did. She pulled this exact same stunt. Her and Stephanie McClure basically had the same segment with a different ending. Instead of them brawling to the back, unable to be separated, these guys just fucking were like, meh. Because the effort it would have taken Seth to jump over the railing and continue chasing Gunther was actually less than the effort it took to get back in the ring and climb up the turnbuckles and give him one of these. Like, all right. It's so funny when you think about the demon shit because he went on podcasts, like WWE approved podcasts, and was like, "Yeah, I fucking hate what they did with the demon. The demon was supposed to just be like a really cool entrance, but it's like, no, we have to promote him, so there has to be a reason he's gonna be there, and there has to be storyline." It's like, oh my god, WWE just they know how to make things so uncool. Like just so uncool. Babe, did you see the he came? It's there. You all right? I get it. How it's good. Yeah, just one of the worst Raws before Mania, I'll say that. It's just like video packages and like there's nothing elevating. And they brought Brock Lesnar out for like nothing. They didn't even bring Obafemi. They made it a point to do it separate. And it's like this could have been an email. I know. Although I really want to switch it to the back. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Just to have that one free, you know? Oh, I know that guy. They're gonna do a Man on Fire TV show. Hey, that Man on Fire, wasn't that with Denzel? Uh, I didn't hear you. Oh, nice. How long? How long? That's good. There you go. I'll close this for you. Oh. Mm, what did I think of the Fury performance? Well, I thought he looked good. I thought Tyson Fury looked really good. Better than I expected him to look. You know, do I think that he has what it takes to beat Usyk now? No. Or do I like make him any more of a favorite? No. Do I think he should get in there with Moses or any of the new young guys? No. I mean, I would love to see it, but he's not going to do that, and people really shouldn't expect him to. That said, there was this feeling that I had going into Saturday, like Fury was almost auditioning for Joshua. And it's not to say that Joshua's the clear A side over both of them. I mean, maybe he is. In fact, he probably is. But the truth is, AJ is the darling in this situation because first of all, he represents the most money for, let's say, the softest touch. I don't think it's an easy fight with a guy like Joshua. When you fight a guy like Joshua, there is no such thing as easy. Is he beatable? Is he flawed enough to take advantage of? Sure. Absolutely. We can all agree to that. However, we've seen Fury Wilder, right? We never saw Fury Joshua. We never saw Wilder Joshua. So it's like, is there a reason to want to see Fury Joshua over the reasons Wilder gave us to want to see him, right? Because Wilder won, he beat Chisora. I don't know if going life and death with Chisora means that, you're a viable top 5 heavyweight. In fact, I'd argue against it. And I'd probably pick almost every single top 10 heavyweight against Wilder at this point. Dubois, of course, basically everyone. But that said, I have an interest in seeing Joshua Wilder. And it's probably slightly more compelling for me than Fury Joshua. That said, Fury Joshua should be the fight that's easiest to make, right? Domestic, UK. And yet it seems like it's the hardest one to make because they've been to the drawing board a bunch. Blue shirt. Yes, that's the indica. Wait. Hey, babe. You're gonna need this. Sorry. I think there might be a little left in there, so you might want to dump it out. So anyway, I don't know. I just can't see how you can call Joshua a duck in that situation, right? He didn't promise you anything. That was Turkey. He didn't tell you that he had a boxing shattering, landscape altering announcement to make, right? That was Turkey. It also wasn't AJ's responsibility to make sure that everybody was on the same page at the end of the fight. That was Turkey's. It also wasn't it wasn't Eddie Hearn's responsibility to secure Anthony Joshua into the ring. I believe that both Joshua and Eddie Hearn were well aware that they were going to, upon Tyson Fury's victory, be expected to walk in the ring. Unfortunately, you considered Fury the main character without checking with Joshua, who also thinks he's the main character. By the way, they're represented by 2 promoters who also think that they are the main character. The main character energy with these 2 guys, right? You have these 2 egos, and I'm not talking shit, right? Once you get to that level of sports, you're going to have an ego, right? Ali, Floyd, even Jake Paul, who fucking sucks, has an ego, right? Because once you get to that level, you know, even if you're knocking out fucking Nate Robinson, it doesn't matter. You still think you're a badass. All I know is that Anthony Joshua didn't have a deal heading into that fight with Fury and someone else. There was no contract that said if Fury won, they'd have a fight. There was no contract that said if Fury won, they'd sit down for negotiation. All they knew is they were being given a free ticket in a place Joshua could get into in 30 minutes. Eddie Hearn, same thing. So like this idea that AJ ruined he ruined what? What did he ruin? Let's say that AJ goes up there and he walks in the ring and he walks right up to Fury and they're face to face, nose to nose. And he says, "Do you want to fight me, you big dosser?" And AJ says, "You got a deal, bruv." And they shake hands and they're like staring like, "Oh, I'm going to fuck you up and I'm going to fuck you up." And Turkey's jumping in the back with his mandals flopping on his feet like ass is getting clapped. And he's jumping like a little schoolboy. And you're like, "Oh, cool." But the fight's not done. There's no deal. That doesn't mean anything. In fact, it's as likely that everything falls apart based on what's already happened. Because remember, we've been here before. And whether you want to admit it or not, without being a revisionist, you can very much say that Fury was the reason they didn't fight. I'm not saying he ducked because look who he fought. But I am saying that if I was Joshua, I'd be frustrated too with the lack of not just transparency for the night, right? Because they didn't tell him clearly. I just can't see how anybody would say this is Joshua's fault. This is Turkey's fault for over-promising and overselling because thank you so much, my love. You are the sweetest. See, this is what a good woman does for you. Men out there who say I'm going to be single forever. Why? So you can have chlamydia? Don't do it. Don't do the chlamydia champ. Also, it's way more expensive. You know what I mean? Like I ain't taking her to lobster in a movie, champ. If you know what I mean now. You know what I mean? You get the cow, you don't need the milk. I'm sorry, that was just a joke. I'm just joking. But no, a good woman's great. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Like I said, Fury looked good. AJ looked pissed. Eddie looked disrespected. And like, by the way, like, how stupid is Turkey? I mean, I'm not stupid, not stupid. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. He's not that he's stupid. That's wrong. How retarded. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke too. That was a joke too. No, how inexperienced, I guess, is the word. I don't know what word I'm looking for. How inexperienced of him. Like, here's the thing. He's been in this game long enough that he should have expected the egos of those two guys to make this a very hard thing, right? And that speaks to his like naivete as a promoter still, because he still thinks money can buy everything. And yes, money can buy most things in boxing. But once you get to the level of ego like an AJ or a Floyd or an Oscar, it isn't just about money. You know, respect is a big part of it. And if AJ's not feeling respected, then why would he ever play along? You know, you can say, "Oh, I'm mad at AJ because he didn't get in that ring." All I know is if he got in that ring, we'd still be in the same position that we are today, Monday, April 13th, 2026. And what position is that? The position that is we don't have a deal for an AJ Fury fight. We didn't heading into the Fury fight. We didn't after the Fury fight. And regardless of what kind of show AJ would have wanted to put on, it wouldn't have made it any more real. This fight, I think, is going to happen, actually. I do think so. Because I think of a couple things, right? First of all, if you're AJ, then you got to be wondering how much you got left after that car wreck, right? And even if you are confident or can be try to be confident, that subconscious is a bitch. Any sort of doubt, you're getting pressed, bro. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be an athlete at that level anymore. It was like what Wilder said, right? I feel like Wilder shouldn't fight anymore either, even though I'd love to see him and AJ. But it's like he said it. He's like, man, I took ayahuasca and like the killer instinct left me, or he said something like that, right? You gotta have that. Like, it's not the most healthiest thing to have, you know, as a human being. But when you're in competitive sports, when you are a competitor and you compete at the highest level of whatever you do, whether it's boxing or pickleball, it doesn't matter. You have to have that champion's mentality, you know, and that's the shit that separates like the Mike Trouts and the fucking Michael Jordans and the fucking LeBrons and Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady's from the guys that play semi-pro ball that are still better than all of us, but there's levels to this shit. Champ, Machine Gun Matt in the building. Hey, we must be getting that Nikki Bella, Matt. We must be getting that Nikki Bella match because they're burning Oscar. I mean, they're burning Kyrie and oh shit. And EO. Matt in the place to be. Yo, so by the way, we're doing this. All right. We're doing this. We're gonna put up a sub count tomorrow for the week, and I have a bunch of tiers of things that we will do. We'll announce it tomorrow. But yeah, we got a sub goal, sub count goal for the week. We're unleashing tomorrow, and if on Sunday we hit that goal, then well, you'll find out. The hell's I mean, yeah, I guess Io Sky just staying in that position and not getting up is, believable. I can't believe Io was stuck in the same position. Like, the whole reason that happened was to give Asuka the chance to just throw her head violently into the post. I what is going on? This is so stupid. This is just a mess of a booking. I mean, you're blending two completely different storylines. And for what? Because of Sky and Rio, because of Io and fucking Rhea, who fucking broke up already. Yeah, dude, this isn't helping anybody. Although this was a banger of a match. Okay, come on, guys. This is terrible. Why was the ref checking Kyrie Sane as Io Sky was getting set for her finisher? I mean, obviously, other than the reason for the ref's back to be turned, but like, what were we doing there? Like, we're not even trying. Where's Road Dogg? Bring him back. He must have been the only one paying a fucking attention. I mean, what the fuck, guys? Io Sky and Rhea built so much good faith in that program with the Kabuki Warriors. And now here we are, and WWE is like, oh my God, we haven't sold a gajillion tickets. Send all our favorite toys out there. Like, dude, this shit is like nothing but fan service with no story. It's like Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. Where they brought Xavier back just to fucking kill him? Where they finally gave us Jim from The Office playing fucking Stretch himself, dude. That was epic. And then Wanda's just like, oh, snap necks. Oh, rip penis off. Like, that was fucked up. And this is how I feel right now about the women's division. It's just a Frankenstein casserole of nonsense heading into Mania. And you know what? They wouldn't have fucking made Roman cry. Why did Liv Morgan cry? I'm sorry I'm still on that, but I'm still on that. You know what we should have talked about? The names not on the card this weekend. Oh, champ, you read my mind because that is definitely one of the things that I wanted to talk about. It's actually one of the topics I have for us, but really it was just to set up me wanting to talk about TNA having a match on the card. I really think they should have did the TNA X Division match. Give TNA the rub, right? And you don't piss off fans who are going to get on one night a badass ladder match, right? So I don't know. That's what I thought they should have done. But that's a very good topic. What names aren't on Mania that should have been? You know what I'm gonna say? You know who should have been on the card? Other than aside or in place of Becky, Paige. They should have gave her the bag to come back, bro. They should have gave her the bag to come back. Because first of all, Paige and AJ Lee have like a fucking Batman Joker type of rivalry in the women's division. Hey Matt, Do you think that AJ Lee gets her or do you think Becky gets the win at Mania? Because you got to think about it, like she's already beaten her twice now, right? And like if anybody's going to be wrestling in the next 5 to 10 years, I mean, I'm not saying either of them probably, but if one of them is going to be wrestling, it's going to be Becky. Like, aren't you supposed to be? I'm not. I mean, obviously, Becky's not like the young. She's a veteran, but shouldn't you be putting over the other generation if you're AJ Lee? At the same time, are fans even really like? Aren't they? They're probably a little tired, maybe, of Becky. So like, you give her some go home heat and then come back and she beats her. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, what are the odds that John Cena and Danhausen have a segment together? I think it's like 10-1 that they do. I'll bet somebody $100. If they win, I give them 100. If I win, you give me $1. So I'm giving you 100-1 odds that John Cena and Danhausen have a full-on segment together. What all memorabilia? I'm assuming you're talking about the stuff in the back. I mean, it's like a lot of stuff. Um, the stuff on this wall over here is from my journalist days covering boxing and wrestling and MMA. So like I have some signed press credentials and um I never asked a single fighter for a picture or an autograph in all my time covering the sport. I'm going to tell you that I very much regret that. Like cuz I didn't want to be like a kid. Like I didn't want to seem like a mark. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to feel like I wanted to seem like a professional. And like Dan Raphael doesn't fucking ask people for autographs, you know what I mean? Or at least that's what I thought. You know what I mean? Like Steve Kim doesn't ask people for pictures. And again, that's what I thought. I was wrong. So I think that I thought I was being cooler. I was like trying to be cool, and it cost me like a decade of memorabilia and shit that I could have had. But oh well. I made memories in here. So as long as I can stage off dementia, I'll be all right. They start they should have started a tradition last year and have the TNA championship match at Mania. Yeah, that would have been dope. At least like the women's, you know what I mean, or something. But I don't know. I would just love to see the X Division match in WWE. But I guess then that takes away from them, right? I'll bet you 100 push-ups they don't have a segment. All right. Wait. Do the 100 push-ups have to be done at once or can they be done like in the same live? Like I can't in live until I get 100 push-ups in. And you can't get live and you can't in live until you get 100 push-ups in, right? Is that the bet? Brock and Oba sitting in a tree. One's going over and the other will see. Bro, nope. All right. Well, we have his answer. Hey, what? Like, why? Why are we doing this? This is the first time it led to a nothing segment with Paul Heyman, one of the best fucking people on the mic ever. And now we're running what? This is crazy work, dude. This is crazy work. It's like WWE goes to creative and they're like, hey, everybody's been real fucking excited about Obafemi Brock Lesnar. And then like Triple H is like, yeah? Well, what do you think we could do to fucking to make them less excited. And they're like, oh, I know. Let's have their segment and let's split it in half. No, not like in half, like one part, two part. Like literally, like we'll have Oba have his segment and we'll have Brock Lesnar have his. Like, what are the optics there? Let me tell y'all something, all right? And shout out to my man Derek Chisora, all right? No, I was about to say RIP. He retired from boxing. He didn't die. He retired from boxing. And let me tell you, this man, all right, he was a savage, and it was always on and popping. And the optics, when he was so menacing that he had to have a fence between him and David Haye, let me tell you, when they had to have a physical barrier separating Derek Chisora from his opponent, there was nothing crazier. You had to see that fight. What? You had to see that fight. Yo, this shit, what are the optics here, bro? They should have had like a fucking army, bro. They should have brought in the army. They should have said, hey, we called Trump. We asked them, hey, can we borrow some National Guard? That would have been crazy work. But hey, they was like, yeah, bro, send them in. And they're like all fucking like in the middle, right? And of course, we got to fuck up some National Guards on TV, right? So Oba's just throwing them around and Brock's throwing them around and shit. Fucking bring a tank in, and they got to bring that tank in. He's like, they just ran over fucking Michael Cole. And he's like, oh, shit, I just killed Michael Cole. They're like, oh, I don't care. Go stop the match. Oh, God, I almost set my shit on fire. And they're like, oh, man, cool. We're done. Yo, and why is Obafemi wearing fucking dress clothes? Is this Easter Sunday, champ? You're supposed to be a monster. Everybody's got the Cody Rhodes syndrome, bro. Everybody. Yeah, bro, I said RIP. My bad. Wait, like I say, I win, right? I come in to your comments mid-show and say, let me get 20 of them push-ups, and it keeps going until 100 are done. Oh, okay. So like as many shows as it takes. That works. I could rock with that. I like that. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing the 100 on a show, but that would be like a 4-hour show. Or maybe like a 4-hour show. No, I could probably do 100 push-ups in 3 hours. Oh yeah, definitely I could do 100 push-ups in 3 hours. For sure. I could do 100 push-ups in an hour for sure. I could do 100 push-ups in 30 minutes, I think. All right. Deal. Y'all heard it. If John Cena and Danhausen do not have a segment together, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to Matt because we doing push-ups. And you know what? To make sure that I do the push-ups and don't fail, I'm going to put dog shit on the floor right in front of my face. So every time I go down, if I fucking slip and fall, shit in the face. Wait, is Paul? Why is Paul Heyman out there? Yo, they took Oba's promo and gave it to Paul Heyman. That's nasty work, bro. That's nasty work. Hey, you're the one who challenged. So does that mean you're not down with the dog shit? Brock Lesnar. How did we know that was going to be the answer? Yeah, usually when Heyman sets up the opponent, it'll pay off, but he's like just hyping everybody for Oba. It's always like, and Oba's scary, but he's not scarier than Brock Lesnar. But he did that with Oba, and everybody's just cheering for Oba. God damn it. Pillar to post. He said it. Damn, they're starting to beat his ass chant. Hey, they said they were in Sacramento. There must have been some people from Oakland that drove over. Damn, that was a good ass line, bro. Oba had that up top. That wasn't stored in the chamber. Damn, he just sounds like a fucking badass. They took too long to set that lineup. Damn, he had to fucking chill out because everybody's chanting his name. Damn, bro. He said he's scared. So, ooh, that's a fire way to end it. Mic drop. So this was really a very good promo. That said, though, and this isn't taking away anything. Hold on. Actually, I like the other line better for the mic drop, but yeah, no big deal. Listen, this is the thing, right? this was a very good promo, delivered very well, impassioned. Um, everything about it was knocking. It was hitting right, but one of the reasons that it was so effective, specifically to the TV crowd, is the shot. They never got off that shot with Oba, right? And we only ever see that kind of up close from from the top. Like if I'm the cameraman, I'm shooting like this, right? So like if y'all are if you're all the cameraman and I'm Oba, they're shooting up like this, like at me, right? Why? Why are they doing that? To make me look bigger, right? They want me to look bigger, so I'm like being shot from above. Um, the fuck? Oh Jesus! Does her shirt say "I love Tubi"? Because I'm pretty sure this is where this video is gonna go. What is this? This makes me feel uncomfortable. Liv Morgan's not emo? This is like some Kesha shit. And by that I mean it's awful. Who thought this was a good idea? Like, who is this for? Well, I guess it's for the girls. But like, oh my god, this is so silly. Like, does WWE not realize how completely competing the narratives are to try to be a badass and like sexy at the same time? Like, why do you think Shawn Michaels had to be as good as he was? Because he had sex with Vince. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. Calm down. It's a joke, allegedly. Um, what I'm saying is this though. This is like beneath Liv Morgan. This is beneath Liv Morgan. This terrible, terrible song. I'd rather listen to the Bears Super Bowl shuffle on repeat. Listen to me. I would rather listen to Sexy Red's IG version of Shawn Michaels' entrance music than this song ever again. This is a whole song they're playing on Raw. You cried. You cried on Raw like a month and a half ago. Oh, look, I'm not trying to be a hater like at all, right? Anybody should be able to do what they're going to do for real. But here's the problem, right? Like, either you're going to be an artist, like a musical artist, or you're going to be a wrestler. And if you're going to do both, then they have to work in concert with one another. Okay. In other words, or for example, John Cena. John Cena was and is still, I guess, master doctor rather of thugonomics. And with the degree that he acquired, I'm assuming at Howard, that would stop, dude. That was a joke too. And that you shouldn't have said that joke either. That was fucked up. That was a joke. Anyway, like him rapping, right? That was like storyline. That was like part of the gimmick. You know what I mean? Chris Jericho would be another example, right? Matt said that's good shit, pal. Bro, that's some Kesha shit, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I can't even imagine like Gen Z little girls watching and being like, This is fire. What? We love this. We love when people pretend to be Kesha 12 years after it was already lame. By the way, it was lame when it first happened. I don't know why would you do that? This is akin to Oscar De La Hoya going into singing while he's still a boxer and assuming that the two genres will just successfully cross over. Like, again, I have no problem with someone having their own side hustle, but it's like, why didn't our Truth's country music ever get played? Like, why didn't we plug our Truth's music? Or is it just because Liv Morgan's son, or like this came out under WWE's label or whatever? So it's all in-house money. And our Truth was keeping his shit. Yo, if that's the reason, bro, man, WWE is nasty. I swear to God, if I was our Truth and I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all could just play my country song, and they were like, nah, I would be like, well then fuck off. Y'all can eat a dick. I'm going to AEW and I'm gonna cut the most scathing promo ever. Get ready to find out. Our Truth said Triple H has herpes on AEW Dynamite. It's gonna happen. This was crazy. I can't be the only one who thought that was nuts, right? Like, I mean, it's not that it was nuts. It was just, and before Mania, like, that makes me think they thought that that song was going to be so well received that music fans were going to be like, oh my God, I love this so much. I'm going to watch her play a heel and kind of borderline racist to people from Spain. No, wait, where is she from? Chile, right? Well, actually, I guess you could argue that Steph was the one that was racist to the people of Chile, or wrestling biased. I don't know why I kept saying racist. Well, I guess it was a race, or yeah, whatever. There are people. Because she said there was no wrestling from in Chile. Like, she invented wrestling in Chile, and like everybody got pissed about it. Like, and here's the thing that was so stupid. People that weren't from Chile were getting super pissed about it. Like, Americans, like, that just want to cry about it, or not cry, but Americans that just want to like join in your outrage. By the way, did y'all see that what's his name? Um oh my god, that politician that 69s with Trump. I forgot his name. He lost his election, dude. The documentary they said that released 2 weeks before the election basically cost him the election. I got it on YouTube. I want to watch it. It's got English subtitles though. So the hell, they're selling the Triple H autograph skull. God, how fast does Ari Emanuel need to get back that money, dude? They need that loan back like ASAP. Faster than Al Heyman didn't get what Ellen Reed back theirs. But man, if you look at AEW's mid card, the depth is amazing, right? We saw Pac, we saw Jet Speed, Bandito in a match with the Kevin Knight's the one that won the mid card title last night. And then you look at what they're doing with the mid card title with Penta, and it's like nonsensical. I mean, you could argue Rusev is the most like lukewarm wrestler right now in WWE. Like, they don't hate him, they don't like him, they literally don't care. And then you could also argue that Dragon Lee's been used more, but still not to any, meaning. Like, nobody thinks JD McDonough is winning, right? Nobody thinks Rusev's winning, right? Nobody thinks Dragon Lee's winning, right? I mean, maybe Javon Evans, maybe he wins. Doubt it, but maybe. Actually think it would be really smart to you know what? Let all the young guys get it. Let them all get it, bro. Oba, let them get it. Like, let fucking Javon Evans get that title belt. Bro, imagine you push on ESPN with everybody watching. you push the two next gen stars that are on the fucking show, right? Because the ladder match, the IC ladder match, is on free on ESPN. Oh, okay. Oh damn. Okay. Shit, guys. I'm gonna have to fucking go. Let me see. I'm gonna finish Raw. Okay. I'm gonna try to come back by 10. If I don't come back by 10, then I will come back early in the morning. But something just came up, so I got to go real quick. So appreciate everybody tapped in today. We did 2 hours, so a little over. Shout out to Machine Gun Matt. I was on his show earlier. Make sure you go to Talking Sports with Matt Grasses on YouTube and Twitch, by the way. And then go to @INFX on YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, and TikTok. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll be live Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, we'll be live Saturday and Sunday for Mania. I'll try to be back in an hour. If I don't, then we'll definitely see you tomorrow. Until then, peace.